Welcome back to our channel here at ArmorTech. Today we have got our BP 910, which is our rear bumper for the CF Moto UForce 1000. We got a crew model here we're going to mount this on today. Before we get started, let's have a look at our tool list. Before we install, we'll go ahead and tip our bed back and remove a couple of the bed pins. We'll remove the pin on our shock that picks our bed up. And we're also going to remove the pins on our pivot on both sides. And we're going to knock the pin out, let the bed tip all the way back. Tip our shot back. Now we're going to knock these pins out, and so we've got a long rod using this as a punch. Good hammer. These pins on the pivot points are very tight, so we'll knock these out. So we pulled our 1/2-inch pivot pin. Now we'll look in our hardware bag number 81. We'll find our bumper support bracket. This will be BP 910-AR for right side or passenger side, along with a spacer and 3 flat washers. These are 1/2-inch washers. 2 will be regular, 1 of them will be sheared off one side. So when we put this on, we'll take our 1/2-inch pin, slide the shear washer onto the pin and the pin into the support bracket, and now we'll reinstall the pivot pin under the bed. Take our bracket and get started in that pivot hole right here. All right, have a buddy help you pick up just a little bit. All right, slide that in, and then we'll take our pin. Now that we got the pin reinstalled at the pivot point, we'll back this pin with a flat washer, 1/2-inch spacer, another 1/2-inch washer. That's just to take the space out of the long length of the pin, and we'll reinstall our car key. All right. All right, pin out of the driver's side now. We've got the opposite bracket, BP 910-AL for left side or driver. Kind of the same setup. We'll take our pin, another shear washer, slide that on the pin. Now we're going to insert that into the bracket. On this side, however, it's a little bit different. We're going to put our spacer bushing. Now we'll slide it into the pivot hole under the bed. We've got that started. Now we'll take our long rod for our punch, and we'll try to hammer this in. Now we've got our pin, our pivot pin back in. We'll slide on 1 1/2-inch washer and reinstall the car key. All right, now we'll pull our bed back down and reinstall our shock. Get the pin pushed back in, and then we'll reinsert our car key. All right, we're going to remove this tailgate stopper. We're going to use our 13mm wrench, and these are pretty snug, so we're going to just loosen those, and then we'll come back with our impact. Rapidly take these out. Hang on to these bolts. We will reuse these in the install of the bumper. Set those somewhere we won't lose them. Now we'll pull the 3 6mm bolts that's holding on our heat shield. We'll pull those. And you can actually discard this hardware because we provide longer 6mm bolts in the hardware bag 81. And we'll fold this shield back out of the way so that we can have a good surface mount for our bumper. Now we install the bumper. We start in the center where we removed that tailgate stopper bracket. Remember the bolts I told you to hang on to? Right back in the same mounting holes. It's much easier with a buddy that helps you. Now we'll tuck the heat shield back over the bumper. Now we'll insert our 8mm button head screws with our 5mm Allen wrench, and there is a threaded cert in the bed frame, and we'll get that started. We've got a set of our strap washers, the bracket BP 910-B. They're bridged. We'll break those apart, and these straps will act as a washer and go right here. Also, in bag 81, we'll find some 6mm by 25mm length screws, as well as some flat washers. And again, there are 6mm threaded nut certs in the bed frame. And we'll utilize that to sandwich the heat shield and the bumper and hold that all in place. Now we're going to install our tow hook. We're going to remove the bolt out of the back of the tow hook. Now this will sandwich the support bracket to the bumper itself. Bring the bolt from the back side through and screw the tow hook back on to make the fasten. Now we'll do the same thing on the driver's side. In bag 81, we'll grab again our 8mm button head screws along with some 8mm flanged lock nuts, and that will secure the lower hole of the mounting bracket to the bumper. And we will put our screw in from the outside and back that with our flange nut. And we'll do the same thing on the driver's side. All of the mounting hardware to make our bumper secure and structurally sound has now been started. We'll come back and we'll tighten all this up. We'll start with our button heads we just started using a 13mm wrench. We'll back that nut and our 5mm Allen wrench, and we'll tighten those down. Now we'll take our 16mm wrench and back that tow hook. And we'll use our long punch. We'll tighten this tow hook up. Now we're going to install our bump stop. This is going to be bracket BP 910-C, and we'll install it into the nut certs into the back of the frame here, right above the tow hitch. This is to stop the bumper when you tilt your bed. Okay, and we'll go ahead and tighten that down. Now we'll install the toe guard. This will be BP 910-D. This will go right behind the step, keep your foot from going too far forward. We'll also install these with our 8mm button head and our 8mm flange lock nuts. The toe guard will go up under the unit. These holes will correspond to the back side of these holes. And this flange will go under the step, like so. And now we'll insert our bolts and back them with our nuts. Now we'll take our 13mm wrench and our 5mm Allen wrench, and we'll go ahead and tighten this down. Now our rear bumper, as you can see, is compatible for rear facing flush mount LEDs. They are not included in the kit. However, if you decide to install your own flush mount, you'll use the hardware provided with that light. In hardware bag 81, we offer block off plates. So for those of you that are not using the lights, we'll find those block off plates, as well as our Phillips pan head, 5/8 by 1/4 inch, screw, lock washer, flat washer, and a nut. And we'll just install those block off plates over the hole utilizing that hardware. Now let's grab our 7/16 wrench and our P3 Phillips bit in our impact, and we'll just tighten this down. Your ArmorTech bumper is now installed. We hope you enjoyed on your next ride. Thanks for watching, guys.